Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a huge modern problem. Who can you actually trust? And we're going to find the answer in a really surprising place, a 2,500-year-old guide for vetting an expert.
I mean, think about it. We're just bombarded with gurus, thought leaders, influencers, all of them claiming they have the answers. It's overwhelming, right? So how do you cut through all that noise and separate the genuine wisdom from just a really convincing performance? Well, what if the solution wasn't some new app, but a timeless, evidence-based method for telling the difference?
That's exactly what we get from an ancient text called the Inquirer. And what's so amazing about this is that it has nothing to do with blind faith. Not at all. It's a practical, step-by-step guide to critical thinking. It's a system that actually demands that you investigate before you believe. So let's walk through that first step.
Okay, so first up is a guide to scrutiny. And here's the absolute key. The journey begins not with faith, but with pure observation. Before you listen to a single word they say, the advice is to just watch them. You observe their behavior over a long period of time, really carefully, with a totally detached mind.
This whole observation process, it happens in 3 distinct stages, kind of like filtering water to get it pure. First, you look for anything that is obviously corrupt. If you see nothing, then you move to the next filter. You look for mixed conduct, a blend of good and bad. And only if you find none of that do you finally look for consistently clean conduct. It's this really rigorous process of elimination.
So, let's get really clear on what these states actually mean. Corrupt conduct, that's any action that's really rooted in greed or hate or just plain delusion. Mixed is, let's be honest, what we see in most people, a combination of skillful and not so skillful actions. But a truly authentic expert, the one you actually want to listen to, is someone where you can only observe clean conduct. Their actions are consistently free from all those corrupting influences.
But wait, the investigation doesn't stop there. It actually goes deeper. It's not enough to just see a snapshot of good behavior. You have to start asking some pretty tough questions. Like, is this clean state something they've held for a long time, or is it just a recent change? Has their fame or their reputation introduced new dangers to their character? Are they genuinely free from greed, with the text calls being securely stilled? And maybe the most important question of all, are they humble, or do they look down on other people?
So, let's say you've been watching from a distance, and this person has passed all your initial tests. Observation can only get you so far. To be really certain, the process has to shift from just passively watching to actively engaging. It's time to go up to the teacher and start asking questions, directly and with courage.
And this is the very first question the inquirer is supposed to ask. I mean, can you imagine the confidence it takes to walk up to a potential mentor and basically ask, "So, is there anything corrupt about you?" This isn't meant to be disrespectful. It's a fearless, honest pursuit of the truth.
And the truly authentic teacher, well, they've got nothing to hide. They give a clear, direct answer. There's no getting defensive, no outrage. Just a simple confirmation of what you, the inquirer, have already observed.
The conversation keeps going just like this. The inquirer asks about corrupt conduct, then about mixed conduct, and gets the same direct nope, both times. But then they ask about clean conduct, and this is where the pattern breaks. The answer isn't a simple yes. There's a really vital distinction that comes next.
And right here, we get this profound twist. The teacher's answer is basically, yeah, you can see clean things in me, but I am not determined by them. Just think about that for a second. They acknowledge their good qualities, but they're not attached to them. This shows a true detachment, a real lack of ego. A fraud would boast about their virtues. A true expert simply embodies them without being defined by them.
Okay, so after all that long observation, the deep scrutiny, and the direct questioning, the inquirer finally gets to the end of their investigation. And this is where the entire idea of faith gets flipped on its head. This isn't a blind leap in the dark. It is a confident conclusion that is built, piece by piece, on solid evidence.
The result is what the text calls grounded faith. And the words used here are so powerful. Settled, rooted, planted, all of it based on evidence. This creates a kind of confidence that is so strong it cannot be shifted by anyone in the world. And why is that? It's because you did the work yourself.
You ran the experiment and you verified the results.
And only then, only after this whole rigorous process, does the inquirer have that aha moment. They can finally declare with total confidence, this teacher is authentic, the teaching is solid, and the community around them is practicing well. It's a conclusion that's been earned, not just assumed.
The sequence here is absolutely everything. It's not believe first, then maybe you'll see. No, it's scrutinize first, then you approach, then you listen, and finally, you verify the teachings for yourself. It's like a scientific method for building intellectual and spiritual trust.
So, what does this all mean for us? Right here, right now? How do we take this 2,500-year-old wisdom and actually apply it to our chaotic, information-packed lives? Well, it turns out this ancient process is the perfect modern test for any leader, expert, or influencer that we come across.
Let's just boil this down into a modern checklist. First, observe. Don't just consume their content. Watch their conduct over time. Then scrutinize. Do their actions actually line up with their words? Verify. Check for consistency, especially when they're under pressure or when fame gets involved. Inquire. Ask the hard questions, or at least see how they react when other people challenge them. And finally, conclude. Base your trust on that whole body of evidence, not on their charisma or how polished their claims are.
So, I'll leave you with this one last thought. As you look at the experts and the influencers in your own life, who would actually pass this test? It's a powerful question to ask. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.